Hello guys, welcome back to another Wuthering video. Now that I've talked about the depression that we had in CBT1, let's actually talk about the good thing and analyze what is going to be the difference between the first beta and the second beta. So, I will skim through not just the dev talk here, but also the info that we got from the website as well, and also the second beta trailers. We will see if there is anything interesting we can find. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the first one here, the very obvious one, we have huge graphics improvement and the weather system. I think I don't need to explain the improvement for the graphics, your eyes can't really tell as much, it is a huge improvement. And as for weather system, yes, we didn't have this in CBT1. So there were only night and days back in CBT1. There was no rain, no thunderstorm, no snow or whatsoever, so this is definitely an improvement. If you play Genshin before, you can probably imagine what it looks like, but what makes things interesting here is about the abnormal weather that tied specifically towards the lore. I don't know, maybe there will be a whirlwind, typhoon or something like that, we will see. I also noticed some specific area changes here. This stage is from the Abyss of Wuthering Waves. I think it's still pretty much the same. This is the opera that we had in the first city. It didn't have a roof back then. Also no more walls around the city. I think this is the area where you fight against Inferno Rider. You can see flying cars around. And then a flying bridge here, which is the same thing that we had in the first beta. The difference is I don't think we had a tall building like that before. And as for Dim Forest, I cannot really remember that place that much because it used to be just a bunch of trees here and there, but now I can really tell that the tree wasn't that big before. If this is the tree in CBT2, this is the tree in CBT1. Next on the list, we have new characters and character changes. So here we have 3 additional 5-star characters. Yes, they are 5 stars. How do I know? Well, you can see the gold border here below the portrait. As you can see, all of the other 5 stars from CBT1 are all gold here, and the purple one are 4 stars unit. We have Ling Yang, Kakarot, and Jensing as the new 5 stars unit. At first, I thought that Ling Yang and Awu is a different person. For those who didn't know, Awu is a character in CBT1, but after seeing that Awu also had Lion Dance in CBT1, then I think it's pretty much confirmed already that Ling Yang is the new Awu. I actually want to talk about the story, but it's hard to do so because I have no idea if the story still remains the same or not, because we know already that they changed 90% of it. For example, like Ling Yang here, he used to be a general or captain of an army before in CBT1, but I think he's no longer a general, I guess. Looking at his new appearance doesn't seem like that for me. I also see that Chisha is now also with us when we first wake up in the story. In CBT1 she wasn't there, but I don't think I have a problem with this because again the story has been rewritten, means that every encounter that we had, every cinematics, every quest, everything might change already. We might not even fight against Crownless as our first boss, so yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the story anymore. So moving on to the other thing that I want to talk about is the change of character design. You can see Yang Yang doesn't have any bandage around her chest anymore, Bailan's hair color and her outfit also changed. And oh yeah, I forgot that she's no longer Bailan now, but she is now Baizi. Yinlin's eyes changed, she has purple eyes now, and I just noticed that she has elf ears here. And yeah, I remember Ankel also changed to Encore. Let me see on the web about Ankel. Yeah, they just deleted it. Probably because they still want to change things with the story, I don't know. But here I have the screenshots before they deleted it. But yeah, even until now, they are still working with the story, so big applause to Kuro. Next, we have combat improvement. This is actually huge because, just as I mentioned before in my previous video, lock-on feature was so janky back then, it always lose track of the boss mid-fight. Now, I believe that they already fixed it, and on top of it, they even make dynamic camera for different bosses. I think this is really good. What is that means? It means that, for example, if you are fighting against huge bosses, then the camera might be able to zoom out a little bit more, so you will have the full picture of the boss instead of just saying, you know, a part of its body like its leg or its hand, something like that. This way you can see what's the boss doing in a full picture, so you can dodge properly against these bosses. And also, the other thing that I want to mention is about ETE. We used to have this concerto effect before in CBT1, but I don't know if this is still a thing or not in CBT2 because it seems that they changed it into intro and outro skills. To put it simply about this concerto effect is, it is basically the elemental reactions of Wuthering waves. But the way you apply the reaction is by switching to a different characters. So for example, if you have Chisha, which is a fire element, and then you switch to Yang Yang, which is a wind element, then you will trigger a concerto effect of fire and wind. Basically like that. But I won't dive too deep about it because it will be a long explanation. I don't know if this concerto effect is still a thing or not, or maybe it still exists, but on top of it, we have intro and outro skills. So yeah, who knows, we will see in the second beta later. Moving on to the parry system. Some people mention that you can parry with echo now, but honestly, this is not a new thing, because you can do this already in the first beta. But what I want to highlight is, it seems that we have a different parry indicator for this echo parry. Some people say that this is the main indicator for the parry now, but I think it's not, because as you can see here in this fight, we still have the golden ring parry indicator from the first beta. And Rufer actually do a parry here, so that means we have two kinds of parry indicator now. Next huge improvement that I want to talk about is about the new echo. New UI aside, now you can actually get a rare echo that has different color or different appearance than the other. So now you can brag about your rare echo to your friends in co-op mode. But I don't think it will benefit you more stats or something like that, I'm not so sure. My point is, this is probably just for fun. But the thing that I want to point out about the echo is how they improve the way you upgrade your echoes. In CBT1, if we want to upgrade our echoes, or maybe we are looking for different stats, right? We need to search for it in the open world. But now, if you already get a copy of it, you can just challenge a tested field, and you will get multiple copies. For those who didn't know, tested field is basically like leyline in Genshin. However, I think the downside of doing this is you have to sacrifice your stamina. So I don't know if people are willing to do this or not, because I can already imagine some people that want to play effectively, they probably won't use this feature because you can get the echo for free in open world anyway. So they might want to spend their stamina to somewhere else. I don't know, we will see the details later in CBT2. The other updates about the echo is how easy it is to complete the set effect of your echoes, because now, to get the set effect, you don't need to look for a specific kind of echoes anymore. Let me explain a bit details about this. So for echoes, to make things easier, I will just split it into two, which is main echo and sub echo. What I mean by main echo is the echo that you use to summon in battle, and as for sub echoes are those 4 echoes that you use just for equipment. So what is the huge update? In the past, if your main echo is a monkey for example, you have to pair it with another monkeys, or a specific echo just for example. But now, in CBT2, if your main echo has a wind element, then you only need to pair it with another echo of wind element. This is a huge thing because that means you don't need to look for a specific echoes anymore, as any random echo with the same element will do just fine. So yeah, easy grinding, easier ways to complete your set. This is a huge quality of life. So yeah, that's all about the video. What do you guys think about the changes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, like and subscribe for the upcoming CB22 content later. And I see you guys next time.